The question burned in Lieutenant Jack Frost's mind. What happens when a battle-hardened soldier finds an enemy that needs protection? Jack checked his oxygen levels as he moved across the rocky surface of Epsilon 9. The moon's thin atmosphere glowed red from distant battles. His squad spread out behind him, weapons ready. "Movement at 2 o'clock, said Corporal Chun through the com. Jack raised his hand, signaling the squad to stop. He adjusted his helmet scanner and focused on a thin trail of smoke rising from behind a ridge. "Hold position." "I'll check it out," Jack ordered. He moved forward alone, boots crunching on the moon's surface. The ridge revealed a small crater below. In it sat a crashed ship, unlike any he'd seen before. Not human. Not Vex either. Jack's heart rate spiked. "Command, I found unknown craft, requesting instructions." Static filled his ears. The moon's magnetic fields blocked clear signals. "Repeat, command." "Unknown craft located." More static. Jack swore under his breath and slid down toward the crash site. Protocol said wait for backup. Experience told him waiting got people killed. The ship's hull gleamed with a blue-green metal. No markings. No visible weapons. A scout ship, maybe. A section of the hull had torn open, revealing the interior. Jack's scanner picked up energy readings. Weak but active. Something still worked inside. He stepped through the tier, rifle first. The air smelled wrong, sweet and sharp. His helmet filters struggled to process it. The cockpit lay empty. Screens flickered with symbols he couldn't read. Jack moved deeper into the ship, following the energy signal. A hidden panel in the floor caught his eye. It didn't match the rest of the design. Jack knelt and found the edge with his gloved fingers. It slid open with surprising ease. Inside lay a small figure. Humanoid, but clearly alien. Delicate limbs. Pale blue skin. Eyes closed. Blood, or something like it, leaked from a wound on its side. Jack's training kicked in. Secure. Report. Contain. All alien technology and specimens must be turned in for research. Those were his orders. The alien's eyes snapped open. Large, silver, with no pupils. They locked onto Jack's face through his visor. Its mouth opened, but made no sound. Fear. Jack recognized it instantly. Not aggression. Not hatred. Just pure terror. His cum crackled. "Lieutenant, report status." The alien flinched at the sound. Its hand reached up, trembling. "Lieutenant Frost, do you copy?" Jack made his decision in that moment. "Nothing here, Corporal. Just debris. No survivors. Copy that. Return to formation." Jack looked at the alien again. Female, he thought, though he couldn't be sure. Young, maybe. She tried to move away from him, but winced in pain. "I won't hurt you," he said, knowing she couldn't understand. He noticed something else in the compartment. Technology. Weapons specs, maybe. Information that could help Earth win this war against the Vex Collective. The alien girl watched him, silver eyes wide. Jack's scanner beeped. His squad was approaching. He had seconds to decide. Turn her in as ordered, or hide her existence. Jack reached down and lifted the alien girl. She weighed almost nothing. Her skin felt cool against his arms. "I've got you," he whispered. He stepped out of the ship just as Chun crested the ridge. "Find anything useful, Lieutenant?" Jack kept his voice steady. "Nothing important." "Let's move out." The alien girl trembled against his chest, hidden beneath his tactical gear. Jack had just broken every protocol in the book, and the war had just become much more complicated. Jack's heart pounded as he carried the alien girl through the back entrance of the military base. Red warning lights flashed along the metal corridors. A siren wailed in the distance. "Air raid drill," a passing soldier told him. "Third one this week." Jack nodded and kept moving. The alien girl remained hidden under his tactical gear, her small body pressed against his chest. He felt her shallow breathing. He reached his quarters and punched in his code. The door slid open with a hiss. Jack stepped inside and locked it behind him. "Safe for now," he muttered. The room was small. A bed, a desk, a small bathroom. Standard military issue. Jack gently placed the alien on his bed. In the harsh light, he saw her clearly for the first time. Blue skin, silver eyes, no hair. Her face looked almost human, but not quite. The wound on her side had stopped bleeding. Jack grabbed his med kit from under the bed. He had basic training, nothing more. The alien watched his every move. "I need to help you," he said, pointing to her wound. She didn't respond. Jack cleaned the injury as best he could. The alien flinched, but made no sound. Her blood was thick and purple. His comm unit buzzed. Jack froze. "Lieutenant Frost, report to command at 0600 hours tomorrow. Priority briefing." "Copy that," Jack replied. The alien girl sat up suddenly. Her eyes widened at the sound of his comm. She reached for it. "No," Jack said, pulling back. She made a strange gesture with her hands. Then she pointed to her head, then to his. "I don't understand," Jack said. The base alarm stopped, then started again, louder this time. This was no drill. All personnel to battle stations. Vex fleet detected in Sector 7. This is not a drill. Jack grabbed his weapon. He had to report for duty. But he couldn't leave her here. The alien girl slid off the bed. She stood on shaky legs and pointed to the small closet. "You want to hide in there?" Jack asked. She nodded. She understood him. Jack opened the closet door. The alien girl crawled inside and pulled her knees to her chest. "I'll be back," Jack said. He closed the door and rushed out. The corridors were chaos. Soldiers ran in all directions. Officers shouted orders. Through the reinforced windows, Jack saw fighter ships launching into the burning sky. "Frost, where have you been?" Captain Miller grabbed his arm. "Get to Hangar 3. We need every pilot we can get." Jack ran. His mind raced. What if he didn't come back? What would happen to the alien girl? In the hangar, pilots scrambled into fighters. Mechanics rushed to fuel ships. The massive bay doors opened to reveal the battle above. "Vex ships approaching from the north," someone shouted. At least 30 of them. Jack climbed into his fighter. As he strapped in, his comm unit lit up with a strange signal. Not military. Not Vex either. An image flashed in his mind. The alien girl. A warning. Danger. Jack gasped. She was in his head somehow. Another image. The base. A hidden Vex ship. An infiltrator. "Sir?" Jack called to his commander. "I think we have a breach." "Inside the base. Focus on your mission, Lieutenant. We're launching in 30 seconds." The fighter's engines roared to life. Jack gripped the controls. A third image hit him so hard, he nearly blacked out. The alien girl had a name. She showed it to him, not in words, but in feeling. Nova. And she wasn't running from humans. She was running from the Vex. The hangar doors fully opened. Jack's fighter moved toward the launch ramp. And in that moment, the first Vex bombs hit the base. The fighter shook violently as Jack shot through the launch tube. His teeth rattled. Warning lights flashed across his control panel. The sky above Epsilon 9 burned with weapons fire. "Alpha Squad, form up," his commander ordered through the comm. "Vex forces approaching from Vector 3. Jack banked hard right, falling into formation with 5 other fighters. His hands trembled on the controls. Not from the battle ahead, but from what Nova had shown him. A Vex infiltrator. Inside the base. "Lieutenant Frost, you're drifting. Focus." Jack corrected his course. The squad raced toward the incoming Vex ships. Black, angular vessels that absorbed light rather than reflected it. Weapons hot. Engage at will. The first volley of missiles streaked from the human fighters. Jack targeted the lead Vex ship and fired. His missiles hit, but seemed to do nothing. "They knew we were coming," said another pilot. "They've adapted their shields." Jack's blood ran cold. The Vex shouldn't have known about their defense systems. Unless a blast rocked his fighter. Warning alarms screamed. His right engine failed. "I'm hit," Jack yelled, fighting the controls. "Break off, Lieutenant." "Return to base," his commander ordered. Jack spun the fighter around. As he did, he saw the true scale of the attack. Not 30 Vex ships, hundreds, swarming toward the base. His damaged fighter limped back. Smoke filled the cockpit. The base came into view, parts of it already in flames. The main hangar was destroyed. "Emergency landing protocol." Jack gasped into his cone. "Request guidance." No response, just static. Jack aimed for the auxiliary landing strip. His fighter hit hard, skidding across the tarmac. Metal screamed against metal. The canopy cracked. Jack's head slammed against the side of the cockpit. He crawled out of the wreckage. Blood ran down his face. All around him, chaos. Soldiers ran in all directions. Medical teams carried wounded. Defense turrets fired uselessly at the overwhelming Vex force. Jack staggered toward the barracks. Nova. He had to reach Nova. The corridors were filled with smoke and wounded soldiers. Emergency lights cast everything in red. Jack pushed through the crowd, ignoring shouts for help. He reached his quarters. The door was open. "Nova?" Jack called, rushing inside. The room was empty. The closet door hung open. The bed was overturned. Signs of struggle everywhere. Jack's heart sank. Then he saw it. A message, drawn in purple blood on his wall. Symbols he didn't understand, but one clear image. An arrow pointing to the command center. Jack ran back into the corridor. A massive explosion rocked the base. Part of the ceiling collapsed behind him. "All personnel evacuate. Base defense is failing. This is not a drill." Jack ignored the order and pushed toward the command center. His side hurt. Probably broken ribs. He didn't care. The door to the command center was locked. Jack used his override code. Nothing happened. He tried again. The door slid open. Inside, bodies lay scattered across the floor. Officers, technicians, all dead. And at the main console stood a figure in a human military uniform. But it wasn't human. Its skin rippled and shifted like liquid metal. The Vex infiltrator. It turned to face Jack. In its arms, unconscious and bleeding, was Nova. "You're too late, human," it said in a perfect human voice. "She belongs to us now." Jack raised his sidearm. His hand shook. "Let her go," he demanded. The infiltrator smiled with human lips. "She is the key, the last of her kind. And now, we have her genetic code." Behind the infiltrator, on the main screen, Jack saw the coordinates of Earth's defense fleet, being transmitted directly to the Vex Armada. The infiltrator stepped back, still holding Nova. A panel in the wall slid open, revealing a hidden passage. "Your species will be extinct within days," it said. "Thanks to your help, Lieutenant Frost." Jack fired 3 shots. The infiltrator moved with impossible speed. The bullets hit the wall. Nova remained clutched in its arms. "You can't stop this," the infiltrator said, backing into the hidden passage. Jack lunged forward. The door began to close. He jammed his body into the gap. Metal pressed against his shoulders. Pain shot through him. He pushed harder. The door stopped. Jack squeezed through. A narrow tunnel stretched ahead. The infiltrator ran, its human disguise melting away. Its true form emerged. Silver skin, long limbs, no face. A Vex in its pure state. Jack sprinted after them. His lungs burned. Blood dripped into his eyes from his head wound. The tunnel ended at a small hangar. A Vex shuttle waited, engines glowing purple. The infiltrator carried Nova inside. Jack reached the shuttle just as its door began to close. He grabbed the edge and pulled himself in. The door sealed behind him. The shuttle lifted off. Through a small window, Jack saw the base growing smaller. Fires burned across its surface. Vex ships swarmed like insects. He turned. The infiltrator stood at the far end of the cargo hold. It had placed Nova on a metal table. She was awake now, struggling against restraints. "Your persistence is pointless," the infiltrator said. Its voice no longer sounded human. "We are already en route to the command vessel." Jack raised his gun again. "Let her go. You don't understand what she is." The infiltrator moved toward a control panel. Her DNA contains the key to all Vex security systems. Nova's eyes found Jack's. She sent him another image, not with words, but with feelings. A massive ship, a central control room. A way to stop the Vex attack. Jack fired at the infiltrator. This time, his bullet hit. The creature staggered, but didn't fall. Its wound sealed itself instantly. "Primitive weapons," it said. Jack charged. The infiltrator swung at him. Its arm felt like solid metal. Jack ducked under it and drove his shoulder into the creature's midsection. They crashed into the control panel. Alarms blared. The shuttle lurched. "Warning. Collision course detected," an automated voice announced. Jack fought to reach Nova. The infiltrator grabbed his throat. Its grip was like iron. Jack couldn't breathe. Nova pulled against her restraints. One hand broke free. She reached toward a small device on the table beside her. The infiltrator saw her movement. It released Jack and turned toward Nova. Jack gasped for air. He saw Nova grab the device. She pressed it against her arm. Her body convulsed. The infiltrator screamed, a high, mechanical sound. It rushed toward Nova. Jack tackled it from behind. They crashed to the floor. The shuttle shook violently. "Docking sequence initiated," the automated voice said. Through the window, Jack saw a massive ship filling the view. A Vex command vessel. Larger than any human battleship. Black and angular, like a city floating in space. The infiltrator threw Jack off. He hit the wall hard. His vision blurred. "Too late," the infiltrator said. "We have arrived." The shuttle docked with a heavy clang. The main door began to open. Nova broke her remaining restraints. She jumped from the table and ran to Jack. Her touch sent images flooding into his mind. The ship's layout. Security systems. Weaknesses. "She is royalty," the infiltrator said, watching them. "The last of the Lumina. The race we destroyed to gain our power." Nova helped Jack stand. Her silver eyes glowed with intensity. "Her DNA will unlock our superweapon," the infiltrator continued. "Earth will be dust by tomorrow." Jack looked at Nova. "Can you stop it?" Nova nodded. She pointed to her chest, then to the center of the ship. The shuttle door opened fully. Beyond it stood rows of Vex soldiers, weapons ready. "Welcome to your extinction, human," the infiltrator said. Nova grabbed Jack's hand. Her skin glowed blue. And suddenly, they both vanished from sight. Jack felt Nova pull him forward through the ranks of Vex soldiers. Her invisibility field hid them, but one wrong step would give them away. They entered a massive corridor where the walls pulsed with energy. Hundreds of Vex troops marched in formation. Jack had never seen such numbers. Nova pointed to a huge door ahead with guards on each side. She touched Jack's forehead, showing him a ventilation shaft above. When a patrol passed, Jack lifted Nova to the ceiling grate. She worked it loose and pulled herself up, then reached down for him. The metal groaned as Jack climbed in. The guards looked up. Nova yanked Jack deeper into the shaft as shouts echoed below them. They crawled through narrow passages until reaching the central chamber. Through a grate, Jack saw a massive crystal suspended in energy fields. Vex scientists worked at control panels around it. Nova's eyes widened. She pointed to the crystal, then to herself. "That's their weapon?" Jack whispered. She nodded, showing him an image of her hand touching the crystal, causing it to shatter. Her expression turned grim. An alarm blared. Red lights flashed throughout the ship. Nova kicked open the grate. They dropped into the chamber. The scientists reached for weapons. Jack fired. 2 Vex fell. The others backed away. The main door burst open. The infiltrator entered with dozens of soldiers. "Stop them," it commanded. Jack positioned himself between Nova and the Vex. "Do what you need to do. I'll hold them off." Nova placed her hands on the crystal. Her body began to glow with the same energy. The infiltrator fired. The shot hit Jack in the chest. He fell to his knees, but kept shooting. "You cannot stop this," the infiltrator said, advancing. Jack's vision blurred. Blood soaked his uniform. His gun clicked empty. The infiltrator stood over him. "Your species dies today." Behind them, Nova's glow intensified. The crystal pulsed with her heartbeat. "No," Jack gasped. "Yours does," Nova screamed. The sound pierced everything. The crystal shattered. Energy exploded outward. The infiltrator disintegrated. Control panels exploded. The ship shuddered violently. Nova caught Jack as he fell. Her blue skin had turned pale white. "Warning. Core breach. Self-destruct sequence initiated," a voice announced. Nova dragged Jack to an escape pod and pushed him inside. She collapsed beside him. Jack hit the launch button. The pod shot away from the command ship. Through the window, the massive Vex vessel broke apart. Explosions rippled across its surface. Nova touched Jack's wound. Her hand glowed faintly. The pain faded, but she grew paler with each second. "Stop," Jack said. "Don't." Nova shook her head. One last image filled his mind. Earth, safe for now. But the Vex would return. The command ship exploded in a blinding flash. The shockwave sent their pod tumbling. Jack held Nova as her glow faded. Her eyes remained silver, but duller now. "We'll find somewhere safe," Jack promised. Nova pointed to the navigation system, then to the stars beyond known space. Jack set the coordinates and took her hand. Together, they watched as the battle faded behind them, and the unknown opened ahead.